Hey guys, Phil here at Woods Tree Farm. I'm going to give you several updates today on our flowers, and we're still planning on opening late August for our U-Pick flower business, though we might need to do a weekend or two early because a lot of these cosmos are already starting to bloom, and we're going to be plucking some of the blooms here to, try to promote plant growth and keep them from going to seed early. So what I'm doing today, because I understand this is our first time growing cosmos, in case you didn't know that, we are going to try to trellis some of these plants. And what I have here is some netting that says 5 foot by 350 foot roll of trellis netting. And we're going to lay this netting horizontally, and we're going to stake it up about 1 foot or 1.5 feet off the ground and let our plants grow up through the trellis netting. So when they get, 3 feet tall or 4 feet tall, which they can easily get, they won't plop over. The netting will support them, hopefully. That's what I hear. I've never done this. Hopefully it works. Let me show you this netting, and then I'll give you some updates on all of our other flowers out here. We're just starting to get some sunflowers to pop open, so that's nice to see. And all the other sunflowers that we've planted, which are back behind me, all of our rows are germinated now, and there are some that are too tight, so we're doing a little bit of thinning. So anyway, that's a quick update. Let me show you this trellis thing. So this is what it looks like in a roll, and it comes off kind of in a line like this, but once you stretch it out, it should be 5 feet long. So my plan is to actually cut this in half, and we'll only use 2.5 feet on each roll. We'll see how that works out. But we'll try cutting this in half. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares. We'll just cut here close to this one. So we've just set up stakes about every 10 feet or so. I'm not sure if that's right spacing or not, so we kind of stopped halfway down the row. We'll get these attached. I've got some zip ties. I think that'll be the best way to get the trellis attached to the stakes. And we'll stretch it out as we go and see how this works. Well, I think that worked out pretty good. We weren't real sure what the spacing was going to need to be with those stakes, and I think 10 feet is about the right way to do it, but I realized we now need way more stakes than we actually have. So I'll be cutting some stakes later today or tomorrow out of some old deck boards that we've got, and we'll get this all set up. But I think it's about 16 stakes per row with these long rows that we have. And I've got one here. There are 4 more in the middle and 1 on the other side. So that's 6 more rows. 6 times 16, whatever that is how many more stakes we need. Quite a few. So I've got a lot of stake cutting to do. Our zinnias are doing well. On camera it might be hard to tell between the weeds down the aisles and the actual zinnias. I'm going to be coming in here late this afternoon with a backpack sprayer and spraying all the aisleways, so that'll kill off all the weed growth. Among the zinnias here, we will mostly just thin the weeds by hand. Where we can get the backpack sprayer wand in there between the zinnia plants, we will spray the weeds in there as well. So that's how we do our weed control. But a lot of manual weed control is what we've done so far, just picking the weeds among the plants. And if we do it after a rainfall, it's not too bad. They come right up. So the zinnias are looking good, cosmos are looking good. Right here are the rows of sunflowers that I just planted last weekend. They're all coming up really nice. And the sunflowers from 2 weeks ago are all coming up here real nice. They're about 4 inches tall or so. So we got 8 rows there. Got another 8 rows over here. And then in our first sunflower patch, these are all the black oil sunflower seeds that we planted. And I didn't know when I planted these that some of these were going to be branching. So what we have in here are some sunflowers that have dozens or more blooms. I've gone through some of these a little bit and plucked off some of those secondary blooms just because we want, a nice big head on top, but I just haven't been able to keep up with it. So here's an example. Look at all the blooms on that one. And if you look right here, we're just starting to get a couple of our first openers. So there are a lot of flowers like that where they're still closed, but you can see the yellow petals inside. So they just need to get to that point where they're about to open, and they just have a couple more days and they'll be open. So there's a lot here with fully developed heads. They're still closed, but you can see a little bit of yellow inside. They will be busting open here real soon. So that's the update on flowers. We've got about another month and a half, I think, before we're going to open up for any U-pick sunflowers. But this flower patch here, the sunflower patch, will be ready sooner, and it'll be available for photography sessions. That's our plan. So if you got any questions or comments about what we're doing, leave those below. I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.